Hello everyone, today we will start exercise 15.1 of chapter 15 probability. So before starting question number 1 and 2, I would like to tell you a little bit introduction about probability. So what is probability? Probability is something equal to possibility. So what is the meaning of probability? The meaning of probability is chances or possibility. Now let me take a case. For example, I have this bag, and inside this bag, I have taken one apple. Okay, now I am asking you, what is the probability of getting an apple out of this bag? So what I am asking you, calculate the probability of getting an apple from this bag. So you will say the probability of getting an apple is 1, because whenever you put your hand inside the bag, you will get an apple. That's so simple. What if I will say, what is the probability of not getting an apple? So you are not getting an apple, not getting an apple when you put your hand inside it. Okay, when you put your hand inside the bag. So what is the probability that you will not get an apple? So when you put your hand inside the in the bag, you will say that definitely we will find an object called apple, because certainly apple is here. So the probability of not getting an apple is 0. Okay, so whenever there are sure circumstances, so because we are very sure that we have an apple inside this bag, so this is called a sure event, or you can say this is a sure event or certain event. So in every sure event, the probability is 1. Whenever the event is not possible, so this is the case where the event was not possible. In this case, we call it impossible event. Impossible event. Okay. And now, one more thing. For example, let me take one more example. Don't save new. Okay, now let me take one more example. You all know what is a dice, right? We all know what is a dice. We used to play Ludo with this. Right? So in a dice, let us take an example. How many events we have? Like how many numbers we have? We have 6 numbers. Right? So if I ask you probability of getting a 1, so if I ask you, how can you get a 1 in a dice? So you will say that there are 6 total things, like 6 total numbers. In a dice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So there are 6 events, out of which the possibility of getting a 1 is only 1. Because out of these 6 numbers, I am only taking out this 1. So out of 6, the possibility of getting 1 is 1. Also, if I ask you probability of getting 2, what is the probability of getting a 2? So you will say 2 is also one number, right? This is one number, right? Not 1, okay? It's actually only one number. So out of these 6 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 is only at one face, right? At one face of dice. So probability of getting a number 2 is, probability of getting a number 2 is 1. Are you getting it? So similarly, probability of getting a number 3 is, probability of getting a number 3 is, because 3 is also occurring at one time in a dice. So that's why the probability of getting a 3 is also 1. So and so on, you will get probability of getting a 4 is also 1 by 6, probability of getting a 5 is also 1 by 6, probability of getting a 6 is also 1 by 6. So how many total events are here? How let me complete this. So how many total number of events are here? The total number of events are, the total number of possibilities are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the 6 total possibilities, total probabilities. So if I sum up all these probabilities, okay, these are some of the possibilities that you can get in a die, right? So if I sum up all these things, that means I will be doing sum of 1 by 6 plus 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 1 by 6. So I am summing up all the possibilities. So that will give me 1 plus 1 plus 1, 6. And the diameter will, denominator will be same. So 6 by 6 will result 1. So always remember, the sum of all possible events are always 1. Okay, so from this result, we drew one conclusion that in any case, sum of all possible events, now this is your task to find like how many possible events. So in a dice, we always know that there are going to be 6 events. So sum of all possible events will result 1. Okay, now this is some of the basic part that I want to cover before going on to the question number 1 and question number 2. Now we can quickly jump on to these questions. So question number 1 is all about fill in the blank. So the first question says that probability of an event E plus probability of an event not E. So this is, this one is the same as the probability of getting an apple and probability of not getting an apple. Okay, so here, what was the probability, if you remember that? So if you are getting an event, so that is something sure. So the probability will be 1 plus probability of not E, okay, not E. So when something is not happening, so the probability will be 0. So 1 plus 0 is always 1. So that's why the answer is 1. Now the second part says probability of an event that cannot happen. That cannot happen is 0. Okay, and we call it impossible event. We already covered that. The probability of an event that is certain to happen means they are gonna happen. So in that case, the probability will be 1, and such event we call it as sure event or certain event. Both names are correct. Now the fourth part is the sum of probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is 1. How? This is the example. Why we are getting 1? Where is that? Okay, let me do this. Yeah, so we covered already, right? These are all the possibilities, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6. This resulted in 1. So that's why we can say that. Okay, now coming back to the last part, probability of an event is greater than or equal to dash and less than or equal to dash. So the answer will be 0 and 1. Let me show you how. So for example, so probability of not getting an event will be 0. Probability of getting an event will be 1. Now rest all the possible outcomes will lie between 0 and 1. So the probability, okay, for any event can be equal to or greater than 0. So we write it like this, or can be less than equal to 1. So you can say that, right? Let me show you one more thing, that in this die example, what we are getting the probabilities are, we are getting probabilities 1 by 6, right? This 1 by 6, we are getting this probability. Okay, so if I divide 6 by 1, what I will get? 0 0, okay, and 6 ones are 6, and the answer will be 4. And again I place 0, okay, and 6 6 are 36. So this, in this way, what I'm getting is 0.16. So do you tell, can you tell me where is 0.16 lying? 0.16 is actually lying between 0 and 1. So this is something universal. Okay, for any event, the probability will always be equal to greater than 0 and less than equal to 1. Okay, so always remember this. Every probability will have these values between 0 and 1. No probability can become 2. Okay.